All right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig and a Pickle Krug Show with a little look back at round one of the NFL draft. Check out Pig and a Pickle. 2 locations there in Emeryville and Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week in Corte Madera from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., and they're open Wednesday through Sunday in Emeryville. Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. All right, let's review round one of the draft with the best pick and the worst pick. And there's a number of candidates for both. But to me, the best pick in this draft, in the first round of the draft, is Kalijah Kancey going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Buccaneers took him 19th overall. He's a defensive tackle, an undersized defensive tackle from Pittsburgh. And Lance Zierlein on NFL.com compares him to John Randall, which is a great comparison because Randall was also an incredible pass rusher. But basically, why is Kancey so great? Well, he's just a phenomenally productive football player. He's 6'1", 281 pounds. So he's not the biggest guy. He doesn't have the longest arms, only 30 and 5/8 inch arms. But he ran 4.67 at that weight, which is a phenomenal time, a 1.64 10-yard split. And really what he is, he's a one-gap penetrating defensive tackle who's just unbelievably explosive and unbelievably productive. This guy is incredible. 14 and a half sacks, 27 and a half tackles for loss in the last 2 years as a full-time starter. He's got an unbelievable burst, and his balance upon contact really stands out. This guy wins. This guy wins one-on-one battles inside. He's got a great focus. He's absolutely quick, and he gets into gaps. I know he doesn't have prototypical size, but, man, terrific player. I mean, this guy is a terrific football player, and he's done nothing but make play after play after play after play after play. I mean, just special. First team AP All-American, ACC Defensive Player of the Year as a junior, a finalist for the Nagurski Award, a finalist for the Outland Trophy, led his team with 14 and a half tackles for loss, 7 and a half sacks in 11 starts. Missed the last couple games with a shoulder injury. But you're talking about a guy who was first team All-Florida pick back in high school. He went to Miami Northwestern High School. And, the best athletes in high school football are in the state of Florida. The highest caliber of football, I think, in the country at the high school level is in the state of Florida. And this guy is an absolute terror as a pass rusher. So why is he such a great pick as an undersized pass rusher? Well, first of all, he's going to a team that once upon a time took another undersized interior pass rusher named Warren Sapp and watched him go to Canton. Sapp, I think, also had some problems off the field. He had a marijuana arrest. He had some issues at the time. Kancey's a far cleaner prospect. Better guy, better character, but I think is good a player. I think this guy is a Pro Bowl caliber player. Now, really, the same reason I'm going to have this as the best pick is the same reason I'm going to have the next guy as the worst pick, and that is that everybody on your defensive line in 2023 has to be a pass rusher. If you don't have 4 pass rushers, then they literally will not. They'll drop the guard, or you throw somebody out there who's not a pass rusher, they'll just drop that guard into like a zone and basically basically not block you. So you have to be a pass rushing threat. Otherwise, the guys on your line next to you are going to get combo blocks. Everybody on the line has to be a pass rusher. They don't have to be an awesome pass rusher, but you have to have pass rush ability. These two down pluggers, no. It's about one gap, penetration, get up the field. Now, every scheme's different. You're playing in a 34 front, then you want a two-gapper who can control both gaps. It makes sense. But what Kalijah Kancey is a versatile defensive tackle who's a one-gap penetrator who you could play at defensive end if you wanted to for a while. He's got enough speed to do it, but he's really a one-gap penetrator inside. And I just think he's going to have a huge impact because look at the NFL right now. It's a passing league. You're in your sub package 70, 75% of the snaps. Teams are passing on first down. Teams are putting 3 and 4 wide receivers and spreading you out on first down in today's game. So the game is a passing game. It's not nearly a running game anymore. And these run down defenders who aren't pass rushers can't last. And the guys who do last are the guys who can rush the passer from a lot of different spots, who can capitalize on playing games up front, stunts and loops and twists. And Kalijah Kancey is a menace. And I think John Randall's a great comparison. All right, so that's the best pick in the draft. Tampa Bay took Kalijah Kancey 19th. When you get an impact front seven player, especially on the interior, who can rush the passer, that, there is no, you can't overdraft that guy. I mean, that's an incredibly valuable piece. So Kalijah Kancey is my best pick overall. All right, conversely, who is the worst pick in round one? To me, this one's easy as well. And it's another guy who's kind of a freak in nature. It's Mazi Smith who went to Dallas. The Cowboys were sitting there, and a lot of people were projecting them to go with Michael Mayer, the tight end, after Buffalo went with Dalton Kincaid. This is 26th in round one. And they went with Mazi Smith from Michigan. And he was number one on the Bruce Feldman's freaks list because there's some freaky, skills here. He's 6'3", he's 325, and he's a great athlete at that size. He was a 4-star, top 50 recruit, 2-time All-State pick at East Kentwood High School in Michigan before he showed up in Ann Arbor. Zerline compares him to Dontari Poe. And I think that might be a pretty good comparison. A physical wide body. But then when you watch the film, you just don't see it. I don't see it. I mean, there's no doubt that Mazi Smith has huge size and great quickness, and it's rare. I mean, his size and his quickness, his testing ability was incredible. But, I mean, there's no question he's got that size and that athleticism that you look at him and the first thing you say is, oh, yeah, that guy can play for me. Then you turn on the film, and he doesn't live in the backfield. For a guy that big, that strong, that quick, that fast, he doesn't make plays on the other side of the line of scrimmage. His motor runs hot and cold. To me, he does not react very quickly when he gets comboed blocked. He doesn't really stand up against double teams. I mean, this guy gets moved. So, yeah, is he a workout freak? Was he Feldman's number one freak on the freaks list this year? Yeah. But I would say that's a great comparison. Kalijah Kancey is like a John Randall, and Mazi Smith is like a Dontari Poe. And what's Dontari Poe? I mean, seriously, what exactly is Dontari Poe in the NFL? He's nothing amazing. He's a big, strong guy who can play in the league, but he's hardly just some dominator. He's hardly some difference maker. And once again, Mazi doesn't really rush the passer. So you took a tackle in the first round, and even though you probably could have gotten Keandre Coburn 5 rounds later, who does almost the exact same thing, and he played at University of Texas, probably would have been a more popular pick. But there's other big-bodied guys that you could have gotten as well. Now, is Mazi the best of the 2-down tackles? Maybe. I mean, he's intriguing for his size and speed and potential, but it's all potential at this point. The motor, iffy. The penetrating ability, I don't see it there. His reactions to getting combo blocked, he doesn't split those combo blocks. Struggled badly against Iowa's zone scheme. There's a lot of teams in the NFL that are going to come with a zone scheme. The Niners are one of them. The real reason I hate the pick for Dallas is that this guy doesn't anchor. This is a 323-pound, two-gapper nose guard, first and second down player who doesn't particularly anchor well against the run. So what do you got? You got a first and second down player who doesn't anchor well against the run, who doesn't really play to his measurables, who has to probably come off the field in pass rushing downs. And you took him in the first round of the draft. And you had Michael Mayer there, and you lost Dalton Schultz to the Texans in free agency, and you could have had arguably the best tight end to come out in the draft in the last 4 or 5 years, and instead you go Mozzie Smith? I thought the Cowboys taking Mozzie Smith was the worst pick in the draft, and the Buccaneers taking Kalijah Kancey was the best pick in the draft, and it's all about the same thing. In the NFL today, everybody's got to rush the passer. Why do you think the Niners just gave Javon Hargrave so much cash? Look at their line. Eric Armstead can rush the passer. Javon Hargrave can rush the passer. Guess who couldn't rush the passer? Javon Kinlaw. So you have to be able to rush the passer from all 4 spots on the defensive line, or they're not going to block all 4 guys. They'll block the other 3 and help out on one of those other guys and just let your non-pass rusher go free. So you got to have 4 pass rushers. You got to have penetrating ability. You got to be able to have the ability to move around and play multiple spots. Mozzie Smith doesn't do any of that. Doesn't stop the run despite his measurables. Doesn't rush the passer. He's a theoretical badass. He's a scout. He's a scout's dream. There's upside there. But he's not a coach's dream because he doesn't actually make a lot of plays. His highlight reel looks awesome, but he doesn't bring it all the time, and he doesn't live in the backfield. And to me, there was 4 or 5 or 6 other options they could have gone with. So best pick, Jason Licht or Light, I guess is how you pronounce it, the Tampa Bay general manager, going with Kalijah Kancey. The worst pick, Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, and the Cowboys going with Mozzie Smith, a run stuffer who doesn't stuff the run. All right, hope you enjoyed the video. Check out Pig and a Pickle in Emeryville and Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week in Marin, Wednesday through Sunday in Emeryville. And thanks for supporting The Krug Show on YouTube.